Good morning, children, and welcome back to our online study of computer science. Children, today I will start Chapter 7, Functions or Methods. It is very important chapter because from this chapter only, actually from this chapter, this is starting chapter of the programming section of your board examinations. So you need to understand this chapter properly so that easily you can do the programming part. So children, first of all, let me tell you what is function. What is function? Functions, another name is methods. The work of function is it encapsulate together. Okay, it encapsulate together a same type of logic. Even in another word, you can say, suppose you have given some work to do. Okay, but individually, suppose if you are alone and if you are doing that work, it may take say 5 hours or maybe 10 hours or maybe one day. Instead, what you can do is you can distribute that work among your friends. Say 5 friends can do. If individual you are doing, it may take 10 hours, and if you divide the work among 5 friends, for you how many hours you have to give? Only 2 hours. So in short, what it does, it reduces your effort and time. First part. Second part, error detection and correction is quite easy. If suppose the work is wrong, you can easily identify that which section is wrong, and the particular section you can go and you can rectify. You don't have to rectify the entire program. So this is the benefit, and this is known as the function actually in Java program. In Java program, when program is long, what we can do is we can divide the program in different part, sub-programs, and that sub-programs are known as functions. Benefit, it help in error detection and correction. Suppose let me give you one example. Say you have been given one task to add 2 numbers. Very simple question. Okay, add 2 numbers. You can do directly. Simply you ask the numbers, process it, means add it and display it, finish. But this work we can divide also. How we divide is, we can write input. Just 2 number will ask. Only this much. Then we'll go for process. We'll add 2 numbers. Say first number is A, second number is B. And final output will display the output. So see, this input, process and output, these are the function for the Java program. Instead of doing program in a single function, in a default function, we can divide the program as sub-programs. So that the first part work is only to accept, second part work is to process, to calculate, and third part work is to display the result. Suppose the calculation is wrong, the display answer is wrong, no need to go for entire program checking. You can directly come to the process part and you can see here whether you have used the proper operator or not. So error detection is quite easy and simple. So this is the benefit of using function in a programs. So children, when we are dealing with the functions, we come across some special type of function also. Now, what is a special type of function? See here. Special function. Number 1, constructor. Constructor is known as a special function. Reason, the name of the function and the name of the class, it's same. Okay, benefit of having the same name, implicit calling. That means when you are calling the function, maybe to supply the value or maybe to do any work, you don't have to call separately with the help of object. The function will be called automatically, implicitly when object is created. Reason, name of class and name of function is same. That's why it is known as special type of function. Okay, special because the name of function and name of class is same. Second, some characteristic you need to remember for constructor. Point number 1, it doesn't have any return type, not even null. That means you are not allowed to use void also, because void means return type is null. But here there is no return type, not even null. Constructor, no return type, not even null. You are not allowed to use void also. Second important part, constructors should be always defined, always declared inside public or default access modifier. As you know, there are 4 access modifier: public, private, protected, default. Default is also known as friendly. Okay, but in case of constructor, you are only allowed to use either public or default, that is friendly access modifier. Private and protected are not at all used for constructor. And if you go for the meaning of constructor, constructor is used for some constructing. So at the time of declaration only it initializes the variable. When it is declared, it will initialize the variable with some default values if user is not providing any. Okay, so certain things are, certain variable is there, certain object is there, they are with initialized value. Work is over, that memory should be released, isn't it? So for releasing the memory, we have another part of constructor, that is known as destructor. Destructor is another part of constructor, as constructor is used to initialize the variable or object at the time of creation. In the same way, destructor, it releases the memory after the work is completed or work is done. Okay children, so understood the use of special function, constructor. Another one more type we have, that is recursion. Recursion itself is a separate chapter in our syllabus, in our curriculum. It is a very important topic, very important concept for the function. As you know that to repeat a single code, if there is a single code repeated again and again, what we use? Looping. For, while, do, while. So instead of using for, while, do, while, we can repeat the piece of code with the help of function itself. Okay, that means function itself is a, like you can say, use concept. Instead of writing that iteration part, that looping part, we can use function only to repeat the same piece of code again and again. How? With the help of recursion or recursive function. So recursive function, what is the use? It repeats or it calls itself. Means when the function statement is executed, when it reaches to the end part, what happens? It will be again calling itself. Means again it will go up. Again process will be continuing till your condition is true. That means the concept of iteration, the concept of looping is totally used in recursion. Okay, and this recursion is a very important topic for ISC Computer Science board examination. So children, what you understood is what exactly is a function, use of function, special type of function. We have two, constructor and recursion. Constructor, as it occupies certain space, so after the work is done, it releases the space with the help of destructor. Okay, when we use destructor, name is same, class name, function name same, but only a symbol known as tilde will be used before the function name. Okay, and recursion is another type of function. It is also a special type of function. Reason, it calls itself again and again till the condition is true. That means it is similar to the iteration type programs. So is this clear, children? Now let us see some more terms of function. See, when we talk about function, the important terms comes, that is function prototype. So what is function prototype? Function prototype is the first line of the function definition. Function prototype is the first line of function definition. Okay, first line in the sense, suppose if I write int add int a int b, This statement or this line is known as function prototype. Reason, what information it provides us? It provides us the return type. This is return type. Return type. Function name. Argument. Type of argument, and this total part is known as parameter. So see children, function prototype means first line of function definition, which gives us the information about return type, function name, types of argument, number of argument, and a entire parameter set. So when we talk about function prototype, the similar terms again comes, that is known as function signature. Function signatures. Okay. Now function signature means what you know? Initial part, less part. Same way, function signature means it only gives us the name of the function with number of argument and type of argument. So this becomes a function signature. So in short, you can say function signature plus return type is equal to function prototype. So function prototype means is a combination of function signatures and a return type. See, you can see the changes. What is missing is in front part. But it's not that it should be int only, it can be void also, no problem. Void is also a return type, but that is null. Okay, so this means function prototype and this means function signature. They are the very important terms for function or method. Okay children, now let us move to another topic. See the next topic, call by value and call by reference. So call by value and call by reference, these are also known as pass by value or pass by reference. So let me tell you what exactly is this. So when we write a program, we take two different types of variables. The first variables in a function definition, we use certain variables. Another, in a function call, we use again certain variables. So function definition, the variable used is known as formal parameter, and in function call, the variable used is known as actual parameter. That means when we call the function, that time we pass the value, that is actual, means we have asked from the user. And when we are operating, when we are using that function in a copied part, that is known as formal. Formal is the copied one. So any changes made in the formal parameter will not affect the actual parameter, but any changes made in actual will affect the formal parameter. This is the actual one, okay, which is written in function calling. And in function definition, the parameter used is a formal one, just a copy of the actual one. So if here whatever changes you make in the statement of formal parameter or function definition is not going to affect in the function call. But here whatever value changes you will pass, the same thing will be affected. So the concept comes from here, we need to pass the value here, isn't it? So we need to pass the value from actual parameter to formal parameter. So passing the value has again two method of invoking. Invoking means actually using or passing. So what are the two methods? Call by value or call by reference. Call by value means directly you pass the value. You ask the value from user, or maybe some default value you are passing. Say A, B, C, D, or maybe 10, 20, directly you pass. That is pass by value or call by value. But another way is also there to pass a value. That is called by reference. Reference means through someone, not directly. Now through someone is passing through object. Passing through object. Okay. Call by reference means passing through object, and call by value means direct value or variable. So when we pass direct a value or variable to from actual parameter to formal parameter, that becomes call by value or pass by value. And just opposite, when we pass the value from actual parameter to formal parameter with the help of object, that becomes call by reference or pass by reference. So children understood this part, what is call by value, what is call by reference, as well as what is formal parameter and what is actual parameter. Clear, children? So next terms or next topic is pure and impure function. So pure and impure function. So first let me tell you a basic difference between pure and impure function. Pure function and impure function both receive object or primitives as argument. Okay, but the difference is what? In case of pure function, it changes the state of an object pure function it does not change the state of an object. Does not change the state of an object. Okay, pure means does not change, and just opposite, that is impure, it changes. So see, pure and impure both are the type of functions. Both work is what? To receive object or primitive as an argument. Primitive means any variable with data types. Okay, they receives. But what happens is, in case of pure, it doesn't change. Whatever it received, it work on that only. Whereas in case of impure, it changes the state means the characteristic or behavior. That means the function of the object or maybe the primitive is changed in case of impure. But pure receives same and work on the same data. So this is the difference between pure and impure functions. So children understood this one? So these are the theoretical terms or definition of related to function or method chapter. In the next class, I am going to do some program, and even I will give you some program for homework also, which you need to do by yourself.